Hello, everybody.
Hello.
All around the world. It's nice to be with you. Merry fucking Christmas. Happy fucking New Year. What the fuck else is possible? I would have been on earlier, but I enjoyed listening to you guys, so I was sort of perving.
Hello.
And I was also, preparing by doing my breathing exercises. So I think I'm fully prepared for this particular experience. Maybe.
We've gone ahead and muted everyone because it got a little crazy. We'll take them off mute at the end.
I know, I love it.
Yay.
I was just waiting to hear the crazy and, the frenetic excitement out there in the world. First thing is, a lot of people sent in a lot of questions that were like, my knee hurts, help! I'm fat, help! That's not what this is about. I adore you. One person, actually two people sent in something saying, what else is possible this year? Please help us invite that into reality. That is what this is about. That is why we are here. So please go ahead and lie down, get relaxed. At least one person I know is being towed through the snow on a sleigh by her daughter while she listens to the ESC. I think that's highly appropriate and wonderful. So please take a deep breath in from the top of your head down to the tips of those cute, sweet, adorable little toes of yours. And if you would, let us end your separation from the world. Let us end your separation from the beauty and the kindness and the gentleness and the generosity that our world truly is, that has been masked and covered up, that is seemingly hidden, but it is not if you're willing to know it's there and you're willing to ask for it. All you have to do is ask and be willing to receive. Please take another deep breath in. From the top of your head down to the tips of those cute, sweet, adorable little toes of yours, and as you do, acknowledge this beautiful earth underneath our feet. This beautiful, amazing, contributory, gifting planet that is there with us all the time. Together we have the capacity to enrich and enliven the earth. Together we have the capacity to gift to the earth. Together we have the capacity to receive from the earth the gift that it actually is, that it has been trying to gift to us ever since we have been here and we have been ignoring her. It is time to stop ignoring her. It is time to receive her. It is time to acknowledge that there is an amazingness of what is actually available that we can choose. Our problems do not define us, my beautiful friends. Our possibilities and what we are willing to choose beyond this reality are what acknowledges the beings that we be. That includes our body, that includes us, that includes the earth, that includes our friends, that includes the amazingly wonderful, beautiful people in our lives that truly care about us, the people that let you know that life is worth living. And what if you are one of those people for those around you? What if you, being you, are a gift the likes of which this world has never seen? You grew up in a world that usually didn't acknowledge it. And there were some people in your lives that did and that would see the gift of you, that would receive the gift of you, that would be grateful for the gift of you. What if you were? What if 2017 is the year you finally have gratitude for you? You finally get over all the energetic judgments that have been running your life. You finally get over right. You finally get over wrong. And you finally get to be. What a gift you are to this world, my beautiful friends. What a gift your presence is here every day for all of us. And what if it's you, being you, that energetically invites people to the change that is possible? Stop trying to change them with your mind. Stop trying to believe that unless they change, you can't. Stop believing that there's some person that unless they start to be nice and kind and generous and gentle, you can't be. Stop believing in the insanity of that and instead recognize it as your very being that invites and creates every possibility into existence that could ever exist. What if you were not alone anymore? But it doesn't matter how many people you have around you or how many people you live with. What if it's the communion with every molecule and every element around you? It shows you how alone you are not, and how brilliant you are, and how great you truly are, and what a capacity for gifting and receiving you have. Every molecule in the universe has consciousness, my beautiful friends, including all the ones creating your body, even the ones in your brain, believe it or not. Every molecule has consciousness. Are you willing to allow yourself to know it, to actually connect with and be the consciousness that is? Part of what is going on during this ESC will be gifted with words, but far more will be gifted beyond the words. Actual space of being, space of communion, and space beyond the wrongness and the insanity perpetrated by this world. You think, yes, but it's been such a difficult couple of weeks. Am I really conscious if I can be this sucked into difficulty? Yes. Those difficulties present themselves so that you can have awareness of where you've been choosing against you, the being that you are. So that you can become as aware and as in allowance and in gratitude as you actually are. So that you no longer again suffer this reality. So that you no longer again suffer its insanity. So that you no longer again have to destroy what is inherently you, what is the gift of you, what is the greatness and the contribution you be. You have been discounting you and being unkind to you for a very long time. And should you choose, it's time for something different. Let us change what has been that has put you into this place where you believe anything less than that you truly are an infinite being who's been navigating a finite reality, doing the best damn job you can with the tools you've had available. The beauty is the tools that are now available are far greater than anything that's been there before. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And on 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, my beautiful friends, you always have, you always will. What if you could acknowledge and embrace that and be grateful for that? And acknowledge your knowing and acknowledge even the knowing that has gotten you into situations that seem difficult. And how can your knowing change it? And ask this question in your life: if I were truly being the space of me, what would I choose? What would I be? And what choice would I make right now? Right now. You have this 10 seconds to live the rest of your life, my beautiful friends. What are you choosing right now? How much of your energy goes back to the past and what's not possible based on it? How much of your energy looks to the future and how you can't seem to create it? You have this 10 seconds. What can you choose that will change it? 10 seconds, my beautiful friends, that's all you get. And in 10 seconds, you can change your entire future. In 10 seconds, you can go beyond your entire past. Just look at it. How many choices have you made in the last few months or years? How many choices have you made where it was one 10-second increment choice where you chose and changed everything? This is your capacity. This is your brilliance. This is your ability. This is you. That is the gift of you. The brilliance and the amazingness and the capacity. to truly choose, to change everything that was, to invite into existence and actualize everything that can be. You are this gift, my beautiful friend. You being on this planet is this gift. There's so many things that are the lies of reality that you have been buying, but they're lies. They're not only not true, but they're not sustainable. They die in the face of you choosing. They die in the face of you choosing to go beyond limitation, beyond judgment, beyond thinking, beyond refined judgments, which are those energetic judgments that run your life in every way. They die. The limitations die and go away as you choose and acknowledge the being that you be, and the gift that you be, and the energy you be, and the capacity you have to change fucking everything. And I do mean everything. You have the capacity to change everything. Everything. This is the gift of you, my beautiful friends. Everything. You have the capacity to change everything. And of course, where most people go is to how. How do I do it? Tell me the how. Tell me the steps. Not steps. It's you being present in your life in each 10 seconds. And now what choice do I have available? Now what would I like to choose? Even if they're foreclosing on your house, that's going to occur in a few days or a few weeks or a few months. It's not occurring right now in this 10 seconds. Stop bringing the crap into your present that you think you can finally deal with if you bring it into your present long enough. Stand there in this 10 seconds without the crap and ask, what choice can I make that will change this? Part of the capacity and the gift and the brilliance of you. The capacity, the gift, and the brilliance of you. What capacities do you have that you've been pretending you do not? That you've been pretending do not exist for you? What brilliance do you have that you've been pretending is not true for you? What kindness is in your world that you let out just a little bit, even though you want to let it all out? And you let it out just a little bit because you think it'll be destroyed. And because you have that point of view, you let it out a little bit. And then somebody does something and you go, see, I knew it would be destroyed, but if you let it all out, nobody would ever be able to destroy it again, including you. Including you. Including you. What if you could no longer destroy your kindness? What if you could no longer destroy your generosity of spirit and of being that you are? What if you could no longer limit you? What if it had no value to do so? On 3, let's change what doesn't allow that to be. 1, 2. Beautiful you. Beautiful, amazing gift. Beautiful, amazing contribution. Beautiful desire, bringing something greater to the world. You know the earth. The earth knows you, and some of you know the earth better than you're willing to even know yourselves, your bodies, but you don't acknowledge it. The earth is there with us right now. With you in every moment of your day. If you need some help, if you need some support, ask the earth. But ask it and then be willing to receive it. Lower all of your walls and barriers. In fact, maybe right now might be a good time to practice. Lower all of your walls and barriers. Allow yourself to reach down in to the earth and let it nurture you and comfort you and gift to you And it doesn't matter where on the earth you are. Some places are far more destroyed and have been far more abused than others. You have far more population density, so what you get most is people's thoughts and their judgments and the wrongness and their insanity. And some places have a lot more space, a lot more openness. And still the people function from judgment and wrongness and insanity. But it doesn't matter where you are. If you reach down far enough and through the earth far enough, you find this peace. But not just peace as in dying kind of peace, but this peace with this vibrance of energy that keeps every plant, that keeps every tree alive, that keeps the oceans moving and flowing, that keeps creating mountains, that keeps volcanoes moving, that keeps this planet and everything on it alive. There is this peace with this vibrancy, with this phenomenal intensity. How much are you that intensity also? And how much of the schematics of this reality have told you that's not true? And what if we could change it now on 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. We're on 8, the creation of a whole new reality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's time, my beautiful friends, and you know it. I'm waiting to get here to this moment, to this day, for a very long time. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. What would it be like if you woke up tomorrow and it were a totally different world for you? It will be. It is. 2017 has the capacity to be the greatest year so far for you, with the easiest possibilities for change you could imagine. For you and for all of us. It's our time, my beautiful friends. This game in the United States we have called Monopoly, and there's this card you can get in that game called the Get Out of Jail Free card. You're just about to be gifted one. If you haven't been to an ESC with me in a while, grunt is my contribution in your direction. I know if I wait to count, you'll think. And if you think, everything stops. But if I grunt in your general direction, there are times I can open doors, where we can open doors, where possibilities become available beyond anything that's ever been available or possible before. Doors get opened. Possibilities get invited. So please know I grant you because I like you. And so much more. seem you know in your life, there are moments that open up, there are points of creation that are choice points really, where you know, now's the time I have to choose this or do this. Exactly what that is. It's a door that's open, a tiny sliver based on something you're willing to be, based on something we are willing to be. And I do my best to shove the fucking thing open. How much have you been playing timid? How much have you been playing small? How much have you been playing less than you are that you know is not true? Which is where the source of all of your primary judgments of you come from. And how many refined judgments do you have about being that way, and how many do you have creating you that way? And they create you that way, and then you judge yourself for being that way, so you get it coming and going, all of those, right and wrong, good and bad, bond, buck, all nines, with boys and yellow. There's so much we've gotten to and access in just the last month and a half. Last 2 months, it is absolutely phenomenal. Off the charts. Changing the basis of limitation that everybody thought they had to function from. Consider yourself invited. Consider yourself part of the change, because you are. You're not out there judging and going, oh my God, that's just too weird. Even if you are out there going, it's too weird, but you perceive the possibilities, you're part of the change to something different that's possible. Consider what could occur if the entire basis of reality changed tomorrow. The basis is no longer the judgments and the right and the wrong, and creating from conclusion and definition and separation, and you being separate and you being right and somebody else being wrong, or them being right and you being wrong. What else would be possible, my beautiful friend? And what if it's actually upon us? Looking and asking for change for an extremely long time. Hoping it was here, thinking it was here, deciding it was here, but have you ever actually asked, is it here? I'm going to ask you to ask, is it here, and is now the time? Is it here, and is now the time? Is it here, and is now the time? I think you know my answer to that particular question. And what gift have you been in creating the shift in the course of the world? When you see things around you going on where people are suffering and stupid, mean people get elected to office, and you think somehow it's not working, what if that's exactly what was required to wake up the people who've been sitting on the fence wanting to do something and change something and be different but weren't willing to? What if it finally made them realize now is the fucking time they need to get off the fucking pot? Shit, or get off the pot. Now is the fucking time. You know it, I know it, we know it. If not now, when? How much longer are you going to wait to actually step into having the ease you've always say you desired? How much longer are you going to wait to have the abundance, to have the money, to have the joy, to have the sex, to have the happiness, to have the lack of judgment, to have every fucking thing you've ever said you wanted and actually fucking choose to be it and have it now? If not now, when? And if it is now, then all it takes is a choice. Quiet little request. Yes, I will have that now. I will be that now. Been living according to this reality and its insanity and its meanness and its unkindness and its judgment and its wrongness of me and its wrongness of everyone for fucking ever. Don't have to do that anymore. It's your choice, my beautiful friends, but you've got to choose. And rather than doing it from the judgment of you and trying to get out of the pain and suffering, which is fine too, what future can you create right now? And if you were being the space of you, if you were the space of being you truly be, what would you choose? What would you create right now in this 10 seconds? Because you keep going to how you're not doing it and how you're not being it and how you're wrong somehow. You're not. I'm here to tell you right now, unequivocally, looking into your world, you are not wrong, my beautiful friends. You have an entire world devoted to wrongness and trying to get to rightness and doing refined judgments to try to get to the rightness out of the wrongness, which puts them into more wrongness that they can try to get to more rightness about. The entire world has been doing that. You don't have to anymore. You can choose not to play that game anymore. You can choose to step to the side and start to create your reality. It doesn't mean you hate this reality and resist it or react to it or resist the people in it. That's more refined judgment. And the refined judgments are those energies around everything that stick you. You don't have to do that. You just step aside and go, wow, I totally get you have your life and your reasons for being the way you are. Talking about all the energy that comes up in me, which is refined judgment. Talking about everything that doesn't allow me to be an allowance. Talking about everything I've been choosing against me. Now what can I choose for me in the world that will make us all greater? What can I be in the world that will create the greatness I know is possible? And every way you gave up on knowing greatness was possible, times a gazillion we destroy and great it, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, truths, boys and young. What can I choose? What can I create? And what can I be that will create me in the world as a greatness I know is possible? What can you choose? What can you be? And what can you create that will create you in the world as a greatness you know is possible? And what if the greatness you know is possible is far beyond what anybody has ever even talked about? Been able to touch on it. Been able to touch on it in the classes I facilitate with some brilliant, phenomenal, amazing people. And yet it goes so far beyond that as to be almost indescribable. And you know this. Somewhere, some way, somehow, you know it also. You know. 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 And you are a phenomenal part of bringing it to the world. You know, my beautiful friends. You're something that has never existed before. And if you would actually choose to acknowledge that rather than seeing that as some glib statement, everything would be available to you. What if you acknowledge that you are something that has never, ever, ever existed before? What if your reality and your awareness is so different as to be that which actually changes the course of the world? What if your reality and your awareness and your brilliance is so much and so large and so huge and such a contribution that you being on the planet gives the planet the ability to move forward and create a different reality than what it was scheduled for? And with the other people who want to get theirs and kill and destroy and take before anybody else gets theirs had in mind. You live on this planet too, my beautiful friend. And you have far more power than the haters and the judgers of the world. Far more potency, far more capacity to dictate our future and create change than anybody who does hatred and judgment and unconsciousness and anti-consciousness, and yet you spent your whole life making them more powerful than you. When the fuck does that stop? It's your choice. And when do you actually get to be the potency that actually gets to create your reality, create your life right now, and create your future from every 10 seconds in which you choose? What do you know, my beautiful friends? It reaches beyond the veil of this reality. What do you know beyond the schematics of limitation of this reality? What do you know beyond what's supposed to be the core of your being that has nothing to do with your being because your being doesn't have a core? It just is. And what are you that you've never considered could be that it's now time to awaken in totality on 4? 1, 2, 3. Now's the time, my beautiful friend. Something greater than has ever been available before. You can call me crazy, you can call me insane. But my life works pretty damn well. Better than most people I know, because I'm willing to know that I'm here to do what I'm here to do and be what I'm here to be. And I don't say it to people other than during an ESC or a class. Whereas people like you that actually can hear it, I don't tell people that. I just be it, and I know it, and I don't fucking stop. How much energy have you been using to stop you? How much energy have you been using against you? How much energy have you been using to control you, to limit you, and to try to fit into the box called this reality? And its limitations, and its friggin' schematics, and its refined judgments, and everything else it uses to get you to believe you're not who and what you are. Now is the time for something different on 3. 1, 2, 3. Now's the time, my beautiful friend. And every 10 seconds after this one, now's really the beginning. Perhaps one of many, but that's okay too. You've got to know and acknowledge that there is something that you are, something that your body is, something that you as a being are aware of, something you contribute, something your choices contribute, something your brilliance and your awareness contributes that is far beyond what anybody else can perceive. But it's what you know. And it's what you know you be, and you've been denying it for a very long time. What is it you know you be that you've been denying and not choosing to be? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9, church, boys, and beyond. What is it you know you be? You've been letting your refined judgments get in the way of you choosing to be. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9, church, boys, and beyond. What is it you know you be that you've been pretending not to be or denying that you be? Believing instead that you're something that you were told you were in this reality. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9, church, boys, and beyond. What is it you know you be, my beautiful friend? You fucking phenomenal, amazing creator. I can tell some of you hate the word fuck. And I don't fucking care. Fucking get over your fucking judgments. I love you. Fuck you. Your judgments are not relevant to me anymore, beautiful you. Only your being is. Unfortunately, you've spent a lifetime making your judgments more relevant to you than your being. You've spent a lifetime making your judgments more relevant to you than what you know. You've spent a lifetime making your judgments real and other people's judgments real, and trying to avoid other people's judgments as real. And the worst part is, everything that you were judged for being too much, you now have not only cut it off, but now you judge everybody else who's that too much. What if there's a way to let it all go? If there's a way to let it all go, to where that no longer is your reality or your world? What if there's a space of being beyond the need of judgment, beyond the value of judgment, beyond the requirement of judgment? What if there's a space of being that you be that cannot be defined, cannot be controlled, cannot be limited by this reality, cannot be stopped by the stupids any longer? What if you were the antidote to stupidity in this world and have just never acknowledged it? If instead you look at people's stupidity and try to figure it out and try to find a way around it? What if instead you looked and went, wow, stupid, cool. What can I choose in this 10 seconds? If I were truly being the state of me around stupidity, what would I choose? If I were truly being the space I truly be around unkindness, what would I choose? I were truly being the space of me around this limitation, what would I choose and what could I choose and what can I choose now that I've never acknowledged possible? Now's the time, my beautiful friends, for you to actually have choice. And I know you have the capacity. I know you want to think you don't. I know you want to pretend you don't. I know you want to go around blindly looking as stupid as everybody else, just looking for the right answer to get you out of whatever pain you're currently suffering today. What if your world were not about going from pain to pain to pain to pain to try to handle it? What if Access's job is not to handle your suffering, but to gift you the tools to create? But the tools, my beautiful friends, and the inspiration to know it's possible, actually having the tools to get to peace, like bars. The tools to create possibilities, like question, like the 10 Commandments. All those things you consider the simplest of tools are actually the most dynamic of tools, and it's what I use every single day, which is why my life works better than most people, which is why it has more ease and more joy and more fun. Which is why people's refined judgments become less and less relevant to me. Please, when you're done with this ESC, write a list of every tool you can think of you've gotten from Access, and friggin' keep it with you. Put it on your phone. Put it all over your house. It's guaranteed there's going to be a moment where something comes up and you don't know what to do. You look at that list, you'll see number 27, and you'll know exactly what to do. Please recognize Access is actually about the tools to change your world and the awareness that you get. And it's your willingness to use them that changes your world. Knowing about them isn't enough. You actually have to choose to be it. You have to choose to use the tool in the moment. Please. There are a plethora of tools available to you. No matter how long you've been doing this, starting with the questions and leading the bars, and the pock and pod, you can friggin' pock and pod everything. It's all about giving you the space to finally getting to be the being you always knew you were, that you have not been willing to choose and that you've been choosing again. What if there's something different available and possible now, my beautiful friend? What if that something involves your being and your capacity for ease? The ability to choose joy, the capacity to create and actually enjoy your life. You don't need a unicorn very often, my beautiful friends, but when you do, be grateful. What if you were the unicorn that you've been missing? Right there, staring at you in the mirror. Amazing, magical creature, this amazing gift. This amazingly beautiful creature. It just is what it is. What if you are the unicorn you've been looking for? If you're a truly magical creature of possibilities and not ever acknowledge it in totality. Beautiful you. What do you know? What contribution are you? What gift are you? What capacity do you have? What awareness do you have? How different are you? People walking around on this planet. It may take a very long time until consciousness reigns on this planet, but who cares? What if it reigned in your life? Every moment of every day, regardless. It's not about the planet having to choose it and everyone on the planet having to choose it. What if it's about us having it in and as our lives regardless? What if by next holiday season you had no problems at all? What if you made a demand and a request of you, by the time the holidays roll around next year, you are not going to have a problem in the world? And even dealing with your family and everybody else, and dealing with money and everything else, and dealing with all the insanity and the unhappiness and the projections and the refined judgments, and the yuckiness and the unhappiness and the needs people have. What if you didn't have to have a problem at all? Just ask for it. Now, if you go into thinking how it's going to show up, you've already stopped your request. Shut the fuck up in your head and just fucking ask, you fucking control freak. Just fucking ask. Thank you. Ask. Let the universe show you how. You don't know how. Your mind can't figure out how. But the consciousness of the universe sure can. You and your mind cannot figure out the how ever. Stop trying to figure it out. That's not awareness. That's conclusion. Refined judgment. That has nothing to do with creation. You ask. Say, universe, please help. Consciousness, please help. I'm asking for this, and I will do anything it takes to be willing to receive it. I'm done stopping myself. That's how you create. That's how ask and you receive, ask and you shall receive actually works. And it actually does work. And somebody put it in the Bible so the rest of us wouldn't believe it. It's okay. Ask. What would it be like to have absolutely no problems by next holiday season? Just ask. When you listen to this ESC a year from now because it's there in your playlist and you've been ignoring it that long, and you play it again and you hear this part, you're like, oh my fucking God. Seriously? Holy shit, that was awesome. And I'm so glad he got me to stop trying to figure out how, because otherwise I would have killed it. But now it's happened. I don't have any problems. I'm happy. I'm like creating in the world. That's terrible. Oh, we got to smile most of the time. Don't tell anybody. I keep it hidden because nobody likes it, but it's true. Ask and you shall receive, my beautiful friends. Ask and try to figure out, and you push it further and further away. You fucking control freak. Ask and you shall receive, and then ask, what can I be or do different today that will allow this to show up right away? And if I were truly being the space of being I be, what would I choose right now in this 10 seconds to bring this to fruition in this world, in this reality? It's far easier than you ever imagined possible. Far easier than you ever imagined possible. Far easier than we were taught it should be. Everything you desire to create is right here, right now. And I know for some of you it feels like there's just these walls and these barriers, and I get it. Ask, what's it going to take to change this? What's it going to take to go through this? And before you even do that, ask, are these mine? Or is this everybody else's point of view? And how many of everybody else's refined judgments am I perceiving, thinking they are the walls around me that have nothing to do with me? Is this even my point of view? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyond. On 5, all the algorithms that have been running you into those walls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What else is possible, my beautiful friends? Where can we go from here? Where can you go from here? I would say where can we go together, but I know most of you would rather be on your own. What kind of wanting connection? Well, at the same time wanting to be with everybody while not wanting to be with everybody, while really wanting to be on your own and just having it work, while wanting people and wanting to be with people while really wanting to be on your own while having it work. Totally get it. Where else can you go from here? And what could oneness be that you've never imagined possible? And what is it that you've never acknowledged that it is? What if you had total autonomy and total freedom and total choice and didn't have to gather hands with people and sing Kumbaya in order to be in oneness? But what if you could? And what if you could enjoy it? And then what if you could go back to the space of whatever it is and enjoy the space of being you? Maybe with less people around, and that's okay too. Oneness doesn't mean you have to live in a commune. Oneness means you stop cutting off the energies and the contribution of every molecule in the universe around you. As people flow into your life and flow out of your life, you're grateful for the flow in, you're grateful for the flow out, and you're just grateful. And you're spacious. And you're generally happy in a way people don't understand, including you, and you don't know why, and you can't explain it, you just are. And people ask because they want what you have, and they ask what pill are you taking, and what drug are you doing, and what are you on, and how did you get there? And you really can't even tell them, because what it really boils down to is a choice that you made that you probably don't even remember. To have him be something that is as different as you are. To have him be something that is phenomenal as you are. To have him be something that is as great as you are. That is as much of a contribution as you are. That is as much of a gift as you truly are. And there's one simple choice you make. One moment, probably a long time ago, and here you are. Just choice, my beautiful friends. And then getting out of our own way and stop buying the lies that this reality tries to perpetrate as real and true, because they're not for you. And they may be for other people, at least for the time being, but who cares? They don't have to be for you anymore. They don't have to be real for you anymore, my beautiful friend. You're a phenomenal and amazing, truly courageous, brilliant fucking gift that I can't even begin to explain in words, and I hope you know that. And I hope you know I see that. And I hope you know I also see all the refined judgments you have of you, which are all the energies that you believe define you as you, because you've taken your refined judgment and now you call it awareness, especially about you and about other people, but it's not. It's refined judgment. If it doesn't have total lightness to it, you're doing refined judgment. Please fucking plug the shit out of that. But I see you, and I see all the refined judgments you've been carrying and all the ones you've been functioning from, and I see you underneath it. I see you beyond it. I see you between those lines of judgment and those walls of judgment. I see you. You're a beautiful, phenomenal, amazing gift. And if I could have one wish for 2017, it's that you see you too. On 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That you actually get to have the choice to be you. I could ask for one thing for you. That you actually get to see you and you actually get the choice to be you. Got 12 months between now and the next holiday. Please ask. Of course it's your choice whether you do or don't. But for you to actually see you and you to actually get to be you would be the greatest gift I personally could receive in the world. If just the people on this call made that demand and that request, and the ones that will be listening to this call later made that demand and that request, our world would change for the greater, more dynamically than I could even begin to describe. Please, just ask. Not for me, but because you're valuable enough to you to ask for you. And I will be here being everything I can be. It might help open those doors. As for everything you're willing to be, you open up a space for everybody else on the planet to get to choose to be it too. For everything you're willing to be, that space now has the space of being. And there'll be somebody else, somewhere else on the planet that desires it, and that space will be there. They won't have to carve it out themselves.
because you were willing to have the courage to choose to be it, even when it felt like nobody else was. And then there will be 2 of you. And then for the next person, it will be 10 times easier to choose that space of being. Which means there will then be 3. But as soon as there are 3, it will be infinitely easier for you to choose to be that space of being, and infinitely easier for all 3 of you. And for the 4th person that chooses it, it's 100 times easier. And then when there are 4, it becomes 1,000 times easier for the 5th or the 100th person to choose it. And it becomes 1,000 times easier to be it. And within about 1,000 to 10,000 people choosing it, it becomes the way our planet functions. Please believe in the gift of you being, and the value of your being, and the incredibleness that the space of being you actually is, because it invites every possibility into existence and gives everyone on the planet with less courage, who's less willing to go through the trials and travails of being different, gives them the awareness they can have it too, and in so doing you open doorways and pathways and possibilities and spaces for our brothers and sisters. The beautiful people sharing this planet with us to actually have choices that go beyond anything that have ever been conceivable before. This is the gift of you, my beautiful friends. And all that stuff you've been judging about you as weird and different. This is why you are here. That weird, beautiful difference that you are. It's what people have tried to kill in you your whole life. You know, your abusive family, your abusive husbands and wives, your abusive friends, your abusive brothers and sisters. It's what they tried to kill in you. Is that difference. And the reason they tried to kill it was because it scared the fuck out of them. And they knew that you were some aberration. Yes, you are. It is the greatest gift you are. Be willing to be and enjoy being the aberration you are. You're an amazing gift. As the aberration from this reality you are. Beautiful you. Time to know and get to be with a sense of ease, the spacious gift your being, truly being, and has been withheld for far too long. The contribution on 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And one last thing I would consider as a gift to you all, and a gift of thanks for your being, and a gift of contribution for the gift that you are. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please take a deep breath in from the top of your head down to the tips of those cute, sweet, adorable little toes of yours. Thanking your body for being the gift that it is, and thanking you for being the gift that you are. And one more. And as you do, allow yourself to once again become aware of the earth. Notice if it's easier rather than having to guide you and direct you to reach down into the earth. Notice it's just asking you to be aware of it. Gives you an awareness of it in whatever way you do or can. For me, it's like my focus shifts downward just a little bit, and I feel like there's this amazing ball of wonderfulness under my feet. It's this amazing consciousness and gifting, with this amazing gratitude and generosity. And for you, it may be totally different. You may perceive energies or colors or something. But as it gets easier for you to connect with the earth, it'll be easier for you to receive the contribution the entire universe has for you and for all of us. And to recognize that there truly is something different possible. A different space of being. It's almost like opening this door to your left that you never saw, and you walk in and all the rules are different. There's no more judgment that matters there. There's no more unkindness. There's no more lack of possibility. The person greeting you at the door welcomes you warmly with a big hug and a big smile, and they're so grateful you're there, and they say, "What would you like to choose?" And you know somehow it's possible. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And I know it. I'm so grateful you guys are here too. So whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. You can greet the world.
Thanks, Dain.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
So I'm going to take everyone off mute, so it might disrupt you.
Okay. Right before you do that, I would just like to say to everybody, thank you for being, and thank you for being this gift of being that is so required right now. And thank you for being as weird and different as you are. And also thank you for participating in this ESC and gifting your energy and receiving it. And I would really request that you listen to this as many times as possible, especially if you're walking around out there in the world, and just fucking broadcast it and zap the fuck out of people. There. And also, Happy New Year. Okay, you can unmute everybody.
Okay, guys, here we go.